So I want to start this week off by bragging on the team at 424. You can see they moved their morning meeting inside so they have access to the TV monitor, and they've really put a lot of intention into what do they put in their morning meeting that adds value to everybody, keeps everybody aware of what's going on. Just really excited about all the progress they're making. They're improving day by day with their morning meetings, and it's awesome. Also at 424, Lean is the art of subtraction. Now Common Trust quotes don't have to go to a designer every time because we have the live data and information at Nelson and the other counters' fingertips. We're saving the value of the designer's time as well as better customer service, being able to give the customer what he's asking for right on the spot. Way to go, guys. Jumping to Beasley, Nick reminding us how far we've come with our 3S sorting. If you guys remember, windows and screens used to be outside, used to hardly be able to walk around the warehouse. And like I've said before, it's just such a giant improvement. Sash and glass wall have just made unbelievable improvement in the past just 2 or 3 weeks. Man, guys, I cannot wait for what 2025 looks like for Beasley. It's going to be amazing. John at Beasley jumping in with an improvement. Thank you, John. So we get advanced shipping notices from most of our vendors. And instead of waiting and printing those off when the driver gets there, having that step right in the middle of the value-added process of unloading the driver, when we get those advanced shipping notices, now we're going ahead and printing them off ahead of time so we're ready for the driver, better customer service for our vendors, and just simplifies the process for us. Thank you, John. So we've seen this one before from Corey, where he put all of his QC information, putting the answer where the question is, right there where they're doing QC. How do you QC it? What are all the standards? He added our cut down standards to that so that answers that question as well. Good catch, Corey. Thanks for making it happen. This is awesome. Colin noticed that routed 6 and 9/16 jams did not have a dedicated location. They just kind of be all over the place in production. Now they have a dedicated location, so nobody has to hunt for them. Thank you, Colin. Really cool improvement from Dre in the Beasley warehouse. So creating an on-dawn light for restocking midday when something on that row is out, hitting that red, so everybody knows if you got a second to take a look. And that's just been evolving all week. Been conversations about how to use the Kanban cards to specifically signal what's out and get that restocked, and how that process flows with overstock and purchasing. It's one of those things that the first idea just spawns the next and the next and the next, and this one's been evolving all week. Wouldn't have happened if Dre didn't start it with the on light. Way to go, guys. This is really cool. I love where this is headed. Thank you, Mark, for this one. So we needed more room for oversized windows, sliders, etc., stuff that didn't fit well on carts. So we moved where the install materials were, created more spots for those oversized products, moved the install material to some new racks right across. Very visual, easy to see, easy to grab what you need. A spot to collect the empty cardboard boxes and reuse those. Just very well laid out, very well thought through. Great job, guys. This is awesome. So more conversations around Kanban here. This is a stock spot for high moving MDF trim, and units go against the wall there. So they created a little indicator, a signal, a Kanban means signal, for when that material gets down to a certain number of units. When it gets under that signal, you know it's time to make sure purchasing has more on order. Talked about using just the Kanban card for that, how that gets to purchasing. That conversation's ongoing, but I love that we're thinking about how do we create signals, visual cues, so that we don't create defects for our customers. You guys are just doing an amazing job. This is killer. Great job, Anna, Dre, and Ken for this. When items come back for service, what do we do with them? There's a number of different scenarios. It could be a warranty item that we need to save for vendor warranty, like we created that spot. In last week's video, it could be just a damaged product that needs to be thrown away. It could be a stock item that needs to go back into stock. What happens with it? So they created a dedicated location on this cart, and then just little abbreviations that the service team can put on stickers and label the product so that the team in the warehouse easily knows what to do with it when it comes back. They don't have to find anybody and grab them and talk to them about it. They could just stick it on this cart, label it accordingly with the abbreviation, and everybody knows what to do. Really, really cool improvement, guys. Thanks. Jumping over to stairs, Jose and the guys made sure we had a dedicated spot for safety glasses and earplugs, something we need every day, so thank you for making that happen. It's really key to make sure we always have everything we need to do the job at a station. So we're not wasting motion, we're not wasting transportation. We're cutting all that waste out so we can let value flow to the customer. Jesse doing this really well on the interior line in panels. Thanks. Also in panels, Andrew's showing us a new cart. So the old cart was identified that it didn't roll very well. So got a new one that rolls much better, but it's also still at that working height that's ergonomic, not having to bend over and waste motion and put strain on your back to move the product. Love that we're identifying something that's a struggle and doing something about it. Work should not be a struggle as much as we can help it. And Andrew and the team in panels executing well here. Connor using the Stream Deck to create templates for his communication with dispatch and coordinators on products coming in or special orders that have come in, just that communication that he does every day, making it so much easier and faster using these templates. Connor, I love that you're leaning into the Stream Deck here. It is such a powerful tool. This looks really, really great. Colin, I don't know if you identified this or Neri or somebody else on the team, but had a bunch of wasted transportation in getting to the drill battery charger for Neri's station. Had to walk a ways away, all the way over here where these fans are now, to get to the battery for his drill. It makes no sense. Let's move it right across from his station so it's easy to get to. This is so cool. So more improvement on the motion of handling the nail strips, refilling your gun at the interior line in panels. It was sitting flat, so you were still struggling and fumbling and dropping nail strips. Now they're at an angle, no struggle. Great improvement from Gus at Beasley, improving the credit process by creating a dedicated location for those credits to land when they come off the truck. A simple improvement that keeps everything flowing. Great job, Gus. More visual controls here, and I'm all about it. Thank you, Antonio, using these cones to signify what not to pick to make sure we're turning the oldest inventory first. This goes hugely to quality and less inventory waste. So a big communication improvement between design and sales. So now when a design is done, whether it needs to go through check or not, the sales team gets an automated email that says that it's done. They can go ahead and start the process with their customer with profiles or preliminary pricing. And we had so much waiting waste, stuff getting lost in limbo. Now that communication is clear. Great improvement. So a good way to think about improvements is just how do you set the next person up for success? Think about the next person and how do you treat them with respect and honor in the process and the work that flows from you to them. Saw a lot of that this week in just communication, whether that's picking and trusses or the Kanban and Ondon light stuff going on at Beasley, and then the huge one in design, communication between design and sales. Just lots of awesome improvements on flow between departments. So think about that this week. Who is the next person in line and how do you make them successful?